interceptions. But this was it's a quarterback.
Listen, we will take it up tomorrow on Angry Runs. You guys are the jury. You have to make the decision, really. Deshaun, 14-10. He wants to make the decision if he's going to win, and he decides, yes. Touchdown. Kick a QT. Come on, kick a QT. Kick a QT, taki. Third quarter. Game's still going on. So New England's flickering playoff chances are starting to be like dust in the wind. 21-10. Cam looking. He goes deep. Touchdown. Who is that?
Demir Bird was balling.
Bird. I thought it was maybe Shefsky. Demir Bird, touchdown. And okay, so
he had himself a day.
Big numbers. Fourth quarter. Watch JJ. He did this 27 times. He just kept batting down past it. It was vintage.
You're right.
It really was. This was from 6 years ago. It kept happening.
Matumbo out there, man.
And he would wave the finger every single time. Who wants to block a JJ? Nobody did. 27-20. This was 4th and 4. Last gasp. The Texans brought the house. Shout out to Rack Cornell for bringing pressure. They got to Cam. He could not get the ball away. And listen, that's 4 and 6, my friends, for the New England Patriots.
Say what?
In a very good AFC. 27-20 Texans. And who speaks afterwards? I think it's Cam Newton. Let's hear from it. I think he was the yodeling game on The Price is Right, people were saying. Go ahead.
He's an all-pro, perennial all-pro. He's a defensive player of the year, one of the best players in this generation. So for us, it is what it is. They get paid too, so for us to go against that, I'm not saying we fold up the tent, but at the same time, they're going to make plays just like we're going to make plays. And we just can't get been out of shape when that happens. We just got to move on and still be able to move the ball like we did show sometime today, but not enough.
So the Patriots are a roller coaster, right? That's what their season is. The Texans find a bright spot on what looks like a lost season. And that's, what did you say, 4 and 6?
Yeah.
4 and 6, that is the worst. That's actually only the first time the Patriots have had a losing record at this point of the season since Belichick's first year in New England, since 2000. Triggs, what did you think of this one?
You're talking about the Patriots, and it feels like a lost season at this point. What a shame that the Houston Texans are not a player in the NFL this year. You watched yesterday's game, and I watched most of this game. Deshaun Watson was the best player on the field. He was unbelievable. Remember before the season, we had to pick our MVPs. Kay, you took Russell Wilson. Great idea. Nate, I think you took Patrick Mahomes.
I took Dak Prescott.
Took Dak Prescott. It's all right. Dak got injured.
Yeah.
I took Deshaun Watson. And, it feels like what a waste of a pick because this team has just not been relevant. Deshaun Watson was awesome yesterday, and this is the guy I was hoping we'd see. And it's not on him. He's had a really good season. If you look at his numbers, it just wasn't in the cards. So it's almost like I regret and feel bad that the 4th season of his career was just a total waste. I mean, it's just they're not going to go anywhere this year. It's not happening. I know they can go on some crazy run. I don't see it happening. But that guy is so good. And I know he spoke with the owner, Cal McNair, this week, and they had a long talk about the future of the franchise. I'd like to think he has a voice in what they do next, both with coach and potentially with GM, and then maybe getting him some skill players. To trade DeAndre Hopkins away and then see the season be completely lost, what a shame. Deshaun Watson's really good.
No doubt about it. In the winner of the "My team's record doesn't reflect how good I am" award is Deshaun Watson. You look at the record and he's just sitting there scratching your head. You said it in the highlight. It wasn't that he was just good and he was a dominant player. He was the perfect quarterback yesterday, dropping back. And those balls that he was throwing, I mean, those were balls that we compliment Aaron Rodgers and Russell Wilson and Drew Brees and Tom Brady for. Deshaun Watson was doing that. And he did it in a game where he didn't need to impress you with his legs. Even though he's going to be on Angry Runs tomorrow, the fact that he was so good. And then you start thinking to yourself, well, then why did they trade DeAndre Hopkins? Like, why are they sitting there in a situation where they don't have the pieces to the puzzle around him? And you just hope, and I can't help but to think this, and I know this is very early, but given the fact that they traded away pieces, they fired his coach, now things are up in the air when it comes to who's going to be there next year. Hopefully they get a good candidate. Like, is it going to be one of those situations 10 years from now where, like, man, I just wish Deshaun Watson was on a better team. Yeah. It's like what people are kind of saying about Matt Stafford. Like, I just wish that his talent wasn't wasted, no disrespect to the Lions, but wasted on years where they didn't have a chance to win a Super Bowl.
That's what you guys are saying. We have a finite number of these good, healthy seasons for Deshaun Watson, and I feel like we burned one this year. It went to nothing. The scariest thing you can say in what we do is to look at the camera and say, the Patriots are done. I don't believe
do it, Kyle.
ship. I did it last week. And I got to say, it felt a little bit like going in front of the mirror and saying Candyman 3 times. You know, if you say the Patriots are done, the lights off, and Belichick's like right behind you, and he's going to kill you. The Patriots are done. And I'm not celebrating. I'm not doing a dance. They're done. And I know they're done when Bill Belichick is losing to one of his former assistants. I mean, this is a hallmark that goes back 20 years. If you want to talk about Mangini or McDaniels or O'Brien, he loses to Romeo Crennel. They're 4-6. The AFC is loaded. They're done. And the only reason I bring this up is because this is much bigger than this year. This is history. This is American history. This is almost bigger than football. Because the year that Tom Brady left, Bill Belichick brought him in an MVP quarterback, and they couldn't make the playoffs. Meanwhile, Tom Brady is coasting towards the NFC playoffs. Those books will be written. And when Jim Gray inevitably writes the Tom Brady book, there's going to be a chapter about what we saw yesterday, and it's going to be a page-turner. This is bigger. Big scheme of things. You know, the Generals have their rooms with those tables with their war pieces on it. The Patriots piece just got knocked off the table. They're not going to the playoffs this year. I'll say it again. They're not going to the playoffs this year, and Tom Brady is. Do with that what you will. I think it means a lot.
So you're saying they're done for 2020, but are you saying they're done, like it's over for them, years to come?
I mean, we'll see what happens in the draft next year. Belichick could rebuild the empire, but in terms of that year when Brady left,